I am very curious to see if all of, let me start here. Let me tell you the reason for my positioning in this statement and the way I am. Because I have a pretty good, actually a very robust understanding of the role of the presidency. It's actually something I studied on a master's level. I've been studying it on the doctoral level, but I haven't finished my PhD, so I don't really claim it. But I've studied it for a very long time. And I know the role of the presidency domestically as well as internationally. And I gave a speech in maybe December of 2008 after Obama was elected. And in that speech, I said, do not look to President Obama to do and fix the problems of the black community. One, because it's not the office of the presidency. It's not the role of the office of the presidency to do that. Not in this, not here, not now. The fight that we're fighting for the black community is not something that the office of the presidency can fix. When we did not have the right to vote, that was something that the federal government could get involved with and fix, right? We're talking about something so much more subtle and so much more vicious than just the not having the right to vote. We're talking about a cancer that has been here all of existence of America, throughout the existence of America. We're talking about white supremacy and the role of white supremacy and the criminalization of black people and the vilification of black people and the reason that police officers trigger and they go from 0 to 100 like that officer did with Philando Castile. We're talking about something so much more insidious and nefarious that has been here forever. That is not something that the federal office, the federal government can fix. And if that's the problem that we're looking for the president to fix, we were setting ourselves up to be disappointed from Obama from day one. Yeah, Ben, but he did something for the LGBTQ community. Stop. Full stop. The LGBTQ community, you know why Obergefell versus Hodges spread marriage equality through the United States? Well, the V part. It was a case that started as a lawsuit that made its way all the way up to the Supreme Court. Barack Obama was not down at the Supreme Court fighting on the side of the LGBTQ community. He just happened to be the president during the time. So all this, well, he did this, he did that for these people. Look at the problems that the black community is facing right now. How many of those problems can even be addressed from the federal level? I'm not saying that none of them could, but I'm saying we went in, and I was only talking to like 500 people at the time, right? So nobody gave a damn, right? Nobody was going to listen to me. But we went in with this expectation of getting the hookup from a black man. And some of these same people who have used the last 8 years to build their platforms attacking President Obama because he ain't do nothing for the black community are the same people who are not going to ask a damn thing of Donald Trump or say anything when Donald Trump doesn't do something for the black community. Well, we don't have any expectation for Donald Trump. You should. If you have the expectation of Barack Obama to fix the problems of the black community, then you should have the same expectation. The powers of the presidency didn't change just because the color of the president changed. It's like owning a business and you're a black person, you own a business and somebody come in and they want to hook up and you can't hook them up and they get mad at you. They go next door to a white owned business and don't say shit to them. And this is what I'm seeing from some of my people. Some of my people, we stand in solidarity on stuff. I already see them adjusting their language towards Donald Trump when we should be in a principled opposition against almost 9 out of 10 things that he wants to do. Oh, I almost said the N-word like I say it on a regular basis. Good God Almighty. These Negroes are lining up to, have this sympathetic approach and tone to Trump because we should work with them. I could have told you guys. We weren't going to get nothing from President Obama. And I don't think we should have expected nothing from him. Because for many of reasons the number one reason that is the most accurate reason, in my opinion, is the fact that the problems that we are fighting are not things on the racial problems. Right? Now, there's a flip side that we can tear President Obama a new hole, and we'll talk about that. Right? But in terms of racial justice, like, I mean, how many investigations did they open? They opened the investigations. The problem isn't whether or not we're investigating. The problem is the systemic nature of racism and white supremacy and how it's embedded in everything. And you expected him to come in and fix almost 300 years of systemic racism that's embedded in the system? The hell y'all thought he was? Like Jesus mixed with Nat Turner mixed with Moses? And I said it in this speech. I wish I could find it. It was at a church down in Florida. I might go look it up because I know they did video. But I said it then. I said, the best you could expect from President Obama is to be a good figure for black people to look at. And I called that. Listen, if I don't know nothing else, I know pretty women because I married one. And I know politics. And I know the office of the presidency. The office of the presidency on so many domestic issues is to be the facilitator of the system that was already built before they got there. And to be a figurehead on other things. President Obama is simply a figurehead in the LGBTQ fight. He didn't fight that fight. The LGBTQ community fought that fight and won that battle in court after years of fighting. And President Obama was just the pretty face to put on the cover of the first LGBT president, just like they crowned Bill Clinton, whatever. But I'm saying we had the wrong expectation because and this is the last thing I said, and I'm going to leave it alone. I said, if you want the types of changes that we need, then we got to talk to the mayor. We got to talk to the police commissioner. We have to talk to our local officials who create the culture that saturates the police officers that goes out there and kills us. But ain't nobody even showing up to their local city council meeting. They're too busy online blaming President Obama for not fixing our problems. Should we have a civics lesson? And I'm not saying that, yes, I am. I'm saying that to be an asshole. I mean, stop bullshitting. Yeah, I am being an asshole. But truly, we had the wrong expectations of President Obama. Likewise, the role of the presidency in the international community is the expansion and the continuation of American imperialism. And when I say American imperialism, I don't say it as the boogeyman. I say it in the form of our corporations being able to safely and securely expand their businesses abroad without fear of plunder from other states or non-state actors. And using our military to secure that. See, the way I define it, it just sounds like good business, but that is imperialism. And the role of the presidency has always been the expansion of imperialism and the protection of the business class. It has. You could break down almost all the way back to the beginning, maybe with some few exceptions, but that's been the role of the presidency. And that role is not changing from Barack Obama to Donald Trump. And I said all that to say, if you had a problem with President Obama because of imperialism, then you should have just as much problem with Donald Trump because he's going to continue the same imperialistic system without any challenge, maybe TPP. Now, the way we can get on President Obama is the exact way the black neoliberal class doesn't want us to get on President Obama, and that is on economic domestic policy. Because there are plenty of things we could have addressed from an economic perspective to address the structural problems of why half of African-American households only make less than $35,000 a year. That's what we should talk about, but that's not what people are talking about. Nobody wants to talk about that. You know, they all, you know, that's what we should talk about because that's something that he actually can lead the way on. He can't fix it by himself. He has an intransigent Congress, but he could be the outspoken leader who never gives up that battle, and he did not. I don't even think he fought that battle. So I take it personally when people bring irrational critiques. I don't want to say irrational, and that's not the right word, but the critique is You're critiquing the wrong person. President Obama is not the person to argue with about police violence. Your city mayor and your police commissioner, those are the people you need to argue with about police violence. And with that, I bid you adieu.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog, join the Progressive Army, and support The Benjamin Dixon Show. It's Ben Dixon! If you like this episode, be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Consider becoming a Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.